We're back once again after a month of what seemed like an eternity of inactivity. This is episode 8. Yeah, this is episode 8 of the Gaming Squared Circle podcast with your hosts,
Correct.
Brent Schickel and Matt Aaronholt.
Woo.
Holy shit. Oh my God, it's been too long. Been working and doing other shit for the past month, but what better way to come back on our third wrestling episode than Hell in a Cell tonight? SmackDown now has their chance to show Raw what they got as far as pay-per-view quality goes, and I think we've got a pretty solid lineup so far.
I would definitely say so. Hey, so like there are plenty of matches here that show that show a lot of promise um and based on some of the lackluster SmackDown shows I've had recently, I'm really hoping that this pay-per-view who has some pretty quality matches in it.
I am too. Fuck, what was the Raw just had No Mercy, right? 2 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay. No Mercy was pretty good. I think I can't remember. Yeah, it was a pretty solid show. The main event had a lackluster finish, I think, because it was typical Brock Lesnar fashion. So this is definitely SmackDown's chance to sort of take over in the month of October.
For
So
sure. Yeah, definitely with like two Hell in a Cell matches with it's some really solid performers. I think they can do that if they go
for
the
sure.
right way.
Yes, sir. We're just gonna jump right in. We're gonna start with the predictions for the show. Well, I say predictions for like the main show because the pre-show at the time of this recording has already happened. The pre-show match was Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, aka Team Angle 2.0, versus the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley. Uh, Being that this match already happened and is now in the record books, we can just go ahead and say it. Team Angle 2.0 beat the Hype Brothers in the kickoff match. Haven't seen the match, don't know exactly how it went down, but we'll definitely check it out after this episode is finished.
Yeah, it was pretty much your standard match. I'm still disappointed that the Hype Bros haven't. Uh, I'm still a little disappointed that the Hype Bros haven't turned heel or turned on each other yet after the match, but we should be getting that pretty soon. Um, hmm, but yeah, it was pretty much guaranteed that the Team Angle 2.0 was gonna win.
Yeah, especially with the returning Shelton and him teaming up with Chad Gable. They weren't gonna squander that on Hype Bros. No, nothing against the Hype Bros. I think Mojo Rawley has potential to be a pretty solid heel, and Zack Ryder is the ultimate underdog who you can always root for. But yeah, something needs to happen with them because I think the Hype Bros train has run out of steam.
For sure, they're just kind of there these days, and I would just I just kind of wish that they just went with the whole like Mojo Rawley single run thing, like that little thing they were doing with them a few months ago. Basically, I think they should just kept that going on.
Yeah, he looked pretty promising in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal back at WrestleMania, and it looked like they were gearing him up to push him as a single star, and then he just kind of fizzled out for
Right.
whatever reason. Um, but yeah, definitely, he could definitely do something in the future. I don't think he'd be like a world champion, but he could definitely, probably have some strong runs with the IC title. But he's definitely got to build himself up first as like a good talker, a great worker, and all that. And I don't know, maybe Mojo Rawley could be the next WWE champion, and maybe I've just made myself very sad.
Maybe become the next John Cena, maybe, if you will. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of got that personality, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. Only time will tell. All right.
Yep, yep.
For the main show, we've got 7 matches lined up so far. The first one being the glorious one, Bobby Roode against the man with 1,000 gimmicks, Dolph Ziggler.
Glorious.
No, I won't give in. I won't give in till I'm victorious.
I will defend. I will defend. Soft. All right.
Jesus Christ. What the hell happened to us in a month? I'm sorry for everybody that hear me sing and my tone deafness. This is Bobby Roode's first main roster pay-per-view match. This is definitely not Ziggler's first main roster pay-per-view. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Bobby Roode's going to win because if you have Bobby Roode lose his first pay-per-view match on the main roster, that's immediately a waste of a talent, and the fans will just shit all over him and the company.
Yeah.
I really don't think that Ziggler. I don't even think Ziggler really cares about what he does anymore. Like he's just existing and just being a big fucking goof. So I'm gonna give this one to the glorious Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I could pretty much agree about Ziggler. He's just kind of just like they're not doing anything with him, so I guess he's just kind of doing his own thing at the moment, just having fun. But yeah, as far as the match goes, like I pretty much have no doubt that I'm very sure Bobby's gonna win this one. Like just like like I don't see why they think it would be a good idea to have him lose to someone like Ziggler, who's just kind of there these days. And like right now, he's kind of in a similar position that Shinsuke Nakamura was when he first started on the main roster, and I think from here Bobby Roode is just gonna continue to go up in the higher card and stuff. But yeah, Bobby Roode's gonna win
for sure. And whenever a talent comes up from the NXT to the main roster, like with Nakamura and Roode and everybody else, you can't push everybody to the moon and expect them to do well. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like everybody, whenever a talent outside of WWE comes in and they have to, everybody on the internet is just like, this guy deserves a championship. He's worked hard in the indies and all this and that, and he's got to, they got to push and they got to make him a main event star right away. And to us, it makes sense because, we're hardcore fans. We watch other forms of wrestling other than WWE. GFW, Impact, TNA, Anthem, fuck that owl. Ring of Honor, New Japan, ICW, Progress, Chikara, and you see all these indie guys, and they come up through the ranks and eventually make it to the WWE. So you're thinking, so for us, we know who these people are, and we know how good they are. So in our minds, we think they deserve all this and that. And to the casual fans, they're like, "Who's AJ Styles?" Like, so that's the thing. Like, Vince loves his homegrown talent because they've been there for a while. And, when you build them up through the WWE, they get the most exposure. And so obviously they're going to get favored and all this and that. But, if you give Bobby Roode some time, I think he's definitely going to be world champion. Because, he does deserve it. And I'm saying that as a hardcore fan who watched him back at TNA. And
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you give the guys some time, let him grow organically, because he already has a connection with the fans through his entrance. If you treat him right, give him some good stories to invest into, I might as go as far to say that Bobby Roode could be a Hall of Famer.
For sure, I definitely think that like there's plenty of guys on the SmackDown roster that he could that he could have great chemistry with, like just like from people like AJ Styles or Baron Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, which we've already seen in NXT, but just other stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much like with all the talent that they've got now, I don't see why the creative team behind SmackDown could fuck this up.
Right. Now, I'm actually really glad you brought up NXT because our next match on the card actually comes full circle from NXT. It is the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte and Natalya. Now, if you recall back to one of the first NXT takeovers, I believe it actually was the first one. It was the same two women, Natalya and Charlotte Flair, fighting for the NXT Women's Championship, and they had Bret Hart and Ric Flair at ringside. Fast forward to now, they're on the main roster of a SmackDown pay-per-view, and I think the NXT Women's title was vacated at that point because Paige had moved to the main roster, so they needed a new champion. I think. Yeah, I think that's what they did. But this one, there's no reason why this match shouldn't be good. Both women come from very prestigious wrestling families. Both women are athletically gifted and just. We saw what they could do in NXT. I really hope that WWE doesn't water this down to just another B-level women's match on pay-per-view. Like, this match should be special. And I don't see Natalya losing the title after her short reign. But I'm going to say Natalya beats Charlotte because it's also too early to give Charlotte back the title after she's held it like 4 times on Raw in under a year. So I say Natalya's going to win, but there is also a possibility that Carmella could cash in her women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree, though. I'm a little bit more skeptical on where this match could go. Like, I'm kind of in agreement that it's kind of a bit too early to have Natalya lose the title so soon. But at the same time, I think with Charlotte, I think they've got like. Isn't there a book coming out that's like about like the Flairs or something like that?
I'm actually not sure. Here, let me Google that. Let's see.
Yeah, I think they were promoting something like that on one of the SmackDown episodes. Oh, but like I was thinking with taking that into consideration, and with all the stuff with Ric Flair that's been happening, I would not be surprised if they gave it to Charlotte.
That is true.
Yeah.
And there is actually, it is a book here. It's called Second Nature: The Legacy of Ric Flair and the Rise of Charlotte. It's actually a book about Ric and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like you mentioned, Ric Flair being hospitalized under intensive care, but he came out better, and thank God he did, because I don't think the world could take another loss of a wrestling legend so soon after Bobby Heenan passed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, definitely props to the man, and props to him for taking the initiative to quit drinking and to turn his life around, or turn his health around for the better. So
yeah,
I'm glad that he's taking positive steps forward and all that. But yeah, honestly, the match could go either way. Now that you mentioned that, it could be Charlotte, it could be Natalya, but I don't know. Carmella could shock the world and steal the title from 2 great women wrestlers. So
yeah, Like I feel like if Carmella is going to cash in, I think tonight would be the perfect night, because really all she's doing on SmackDown, just like she's not really doing that much on SmackDown she's not doing that much on SmackDown aside from just parading that thing around and then like treating like James Ellsworth and, and then treating James Ellsworth like shit pretty much. That's just like all she's doing right now. Oh, and they need to have her do something. So I feel like they need to pull the trigger. They need to pull the trigger on her Money in the Bank cash in sooner rather than later. So if it does happen, so if it does happen, I'd like to see it tonight. But
Yeah.
as far as my prediction for the official match, I'm gonna lean towards Charlotte winning.
Alrighty. Now, speaking of Money in the Bank, former Mr. Money in the Bank Baron Corbin gets his shot at the U.S. title tonight against AJ Styles. And as we found out in the pre-show, the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, has been added to the match. So it's now a triple threat United States title match between the Phenomenal One, the Perfect 10, and the Lone Wolf. Fucking adding Ty Dillinger to this match just threw a wrench into my entire prediction, because not only did I not know who to choose now there's a third guy. So let's look at the U.S. title. Flip-flopped back and forth between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. And AJ came out on the better end, obviously, because he's the champion going into this match. And it seems like another case of it being too soon to take the title off AJ. However, Baron Corbin's been on the brunt end of some backstage criticism lately. Basically, he was part of there was a concussion seminar that went down, and one of the analysts that was speaking, or one of the concussion specialists that was there, was saying some things about CTEs and how there's no link to them. But Baron Corbin, being the former NFL player that he was, spoke out against that, and gave a well-educated opinion. He received some backstage heat for that, because he basically mouthed off to a WWE official. So that may have been the reasoning for why he failed to cash in Money in the Bank, and why he's been getting scrutinized backstage and beat by Cena on pay-per-view. But I think he's maybe on the turnaround now, since some of that heat has faded. I don't know. I think Baron Corbin needs this win, because that loss to Cena and the loss of the Money in the Bank briefcase has really hurt him. I think if he wins the U.S. title tonight, he can turn himself around. And I don't think anybody expects Ty Dillinger to win, especially being such a late addition to the party. And, if we see Corbin win, we can have AJ get his rematch, even though I hate seeing the title hot potatoed. It would give a reason to have AJ Styles on another pay-per-view. So I think I'm going to lean for Baron Corbin in this one.
Yeah, I think I'm in total agreement with that. I think this whole punish thing, Baron Corbin thing, it's been kind of happening for a while now, and they can't really draw this out that much anymore. Or so, and they did see potential in Baron Corbin, around the time of Money in the Bank, and when that happened, so they clearly see something in him, and I think. Yeah, I could totally see Baron winning the title as well. And as far as AJ goes, I don't is much for him to do as champion. So I don't I don't know, I guess Baron Corbin or AJ Styles are the most likely to win this match. I don't see Ty Dillinger winning the match, though. If he did, it would be a pretty cool, unexpected moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Baron as well.
Yeah. Although that does raise an interesting point, though. If Ty were to win the match, that would probably be just another case of WWE wanting to create moments, and it would probably lead to Ty having an uninspired title reign and just not really having much to do on screen until he loses it to somebody else. I don't really know that I want to see that happen to the U.S. title, because that would just that'd kill the credibility on it, and it doesn't really have much to lean on right now after the Styles Owens debacle that happened. So
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would probably agree. They would have to build that up a bit more if they were like. They would have to build that. They would have to build that up a little bit more if they were going to continue to keep Ty Dillinger in the U.S. title picture before they before they would be considered putting the title on him.
yeah, and it's like the famous saying in the WWE. No, the guy makes the title does not make the guy. If you slap the title on Ty Dillinger, doesn't really do anything for him. It just kind of devalues the championship. Nothing against Ty. I mean, he's well, I mean, he's good in the ring, but the only really thing that's over about him is his 10 chant, which honestly kind of kills the I'll talk about this later in another episode, but really the 10 chant just kind of kills the moment for crowd participation, because if everybody's just chanting 10 instead of going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whenever somebody's out of the ring, then
I hate that so much. It is one of the most annoying things that's on wrestling right now. It's just you can't like during the countout you can't hear the referee over the 10 chants, and it's just like really fucking annoying.
Yeah, I mean, that and the beach ball, like, fans are just on one hand, the product is kind of stale. On the other hand, you paid money, fucking please. At least respect the performers enough to at least watch. When you straight up bring a beach ball or some other shit into there, like, that, it's disrespectful to the performers,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, at least watch, or if you don't want to watch, don't draw yourself attention to yourself, like playing with the beach ball, just like be on your phone or something, or just don't do anything that draws other people's attention away from the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, that's why that right there is also why Cesaro will forever be one of my favorites, when he ran out into the crowd and just ripped the beach ball in half.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was great.
That was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Fun very much intended. All right. Moving on up the card. Oh, God, why? Randy Orton versus Rusev. The rubber match.
Yes. I bet this is, my predictions is that this is going to last less than a minute, just like it did on SmackDown. And fuck, I don't know who's going to go over, and I kind of don't care. I don't care about this match at all.
Yeah, can we just mulligan this and move on? We'll just say Orton hits an RKO at some point and Rusev's going to lose, because, I mean, honestly, nobody's gaining anything from this match. It's just, it's half-assed, it's drawn out, it's, I don't get it. It's not serving any purpose whatsoever.
I will say this, though. Like a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, I did enjoy watching Aiden English get RKO. I did enjoy watching him get RKO during his singing performance, and I could just honestly have that. I could just honestly have that as like a screensaver or something like that. It was just really funny to me for some reason.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that. I gotta go and watch that. Like, I'm so far out of the loop on what I've actually seen on the broadcast, but
right
now this next match is gonna be, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. If this isn't match of the night, it's second best match of the night. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships Hell in a Cell match. New Day and the Usos, the finals chapter. This is apparently the big blow off match. Um, these guys have gone at it back and forth on TV, on pay per view. They've basically been the highlight of the tag team division lately because you don't really have any other teams on SmackDown. Well, you could have Team Angle 2.0. I think they'd probably be the next legitimate contenders for this.
Next big thing.
Yeah. Let's see. So, New Day, or the Usos were the SmackDown Tag Team Champions when New Day came over. New Day, I think, got a victory over the Usos because the Usos counted themselves out. Then in the next match, they had New Day beat the Usos, got the titles. Now we've got, if I'm not missing anything there, it leads us to here with, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is the first time in WWE history that the tag team championships have been defended in a Hell in a Cell match.
I think so. I don't know. It's I mean, again, it's kind of been a while since I've kind of paid attention to WWE history, WWE lore, if you will. But
Right.
yeah, it's probably the first time ever that tag team championships are going to be defended in the fucking cell. Hell, yeah.
Yeah, because shit. I don't know. I honestly can't think of. There's been like 3 other tag team matches that took place in Hell in a Cell, or tag team slash handicaps. Because I think the last Hell in a Cell tag match we saw was DX and Legacy back in 2009.
That's right.
And then before that, it was DX and the McMahon's a Big Show at Hell in a Cell in, I want to say, Unforgiven 2006. And then there was like a Hell in a Cell match on Raw back in the Attitude Era. It was like Undertaker and Kane, I think, involved with Steve Austin and Mankind somehow. That one may have been for the tag titles, but I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
So, but nevertheless, I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this one to the New Day, seeing as Usos already. I don't know. That would mean that the Usos would lose 3 times in a row to the New Day. They may have won the titles back. I don't know. I can't. My memory's fuzzy right now, but I'm going to give this one to the New Day, and then they'll move on to another program since it's the big blow off.
Yeah, I definitely think that the New Day is going to retain, and definitely, like, the New Day and the Usos really need to move on to something else at this point. But I don't know. I guess at the same time, I kind of don't want them to, because like, pretty much every match that they've had, every match that they've had up to this point has been like really fucking good. Like, I enjoy watching those two teams in the ring, and so I guess, like, a part of me is not opposed to have them continuing it, but at the same time, I would like to see other teams have a shot. How like teams like teams like the 2.2 the Team Angle 2.0, or like, I guess, like, bring up the Authors of Pain or something. I don't know, or Heel Hype Bros. But yeah, just I think New Day's gonna walk away with the championships.
Right. All right. Actually, I was scrolling through and I found an interesting statistic here. the only man to step inside a Hell in a Cell match and win without losses is Batista.
Really?
Yeah, Batista has been in 2 Hell in a Cell matches, and he won both of them. He beat Triple H in 2005 in their trifecta, and he beat The Undertaker in 2007.
That's right.
Oh wait, well, hang on. There's a little asterisk to that. Batista is the only man to enter the cell more than once and win every time. Um, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Mark Henry have all stepped inside Hell in a Cell and won the only match that they've been in. So 3 men are 1-0, and Batista is the only man who has won more than once without losing. So
right. That is an interesting factoid you got there.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Credit to WaltCulture.com for having that statistic up there, because I was trying to find out and see if tag titles was first time ever, and I just thought that was interesting. Moving back on track here, we've got fucking shit. The WWE title match with Jinder Mahal and Jinder racist Mahal.
Oh my god! Like,
and
there's like, you know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I gotta rant. I know this is a predictions episode, but Jesus Christ. I'm part of a wrestling discussion group on Facebook. I'm not going to throw the name out there because they will probably, I don't think they would appreciate it. But I've seen so many comments about the Jinder Mahal promo of like people are sensitive and people just need to not worry about it, or that they're giving us attitude and then we all like knee jerk and everything. Here's the thing. When you go after somebody based on their race and you incite hateful remarks using their stereotypes, that is literally the definition of racist remarks.
Yeah.
When Jinder Mahal came out and said, "You all look the same," that's a sophomoric fucking insult.
God.
By a paper champion who doesn't even deserve to be holding the title in the first place. Like, it was so just underhanded and shitty and they made Nakamura look like a joke for not even retaliating. Nakamura hardly said anything. He didn't go out and beat the hell out of Jinder for being a douchebag. He didn't really do anything. He got a 30-second backstage spot, and Jinder's just out here, throwing racist remarks out. But you got all these people who are saying, "Oh, it's not racist," or all this and that, or people who are a bunch of sensitive snowflakes who need to do all this and that. And like, no, that's not. You can't have your main champion throwing out racist shit. Whether he's a heel or a babyface, there are plenty of other ways to incite heat from a crowd. And wrestling fans are some of the most testosterone-fueled motherfuckers I've ever seen. Like, beer in one hand and
you got that right. Sure.
A list of NASCAR drivers and the erectile dysfunction drug that they're sponsored by in the other hand. And these are some of the manliest some of the people with the most fragile masculinity I've ever seen. And they're like, these people are at the same show chanting, "That's too far." You're literally, fans are saying, "That's fucked up. You went too far" on a live television. Really? This is why there is such a big fucking conflict between the writers, the creative writers, and the TV production crew. The TV production crew can make anything look fucking amazing. I got to give credit to the TV production crew. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I have to rant about this. They will literally take a promo from anything and make it look like money. Like Cena and Roman Reigns, when they were throwing barbs at each other, they made it look perfect. All the video packages that they've done over for almost any match. If I didn't know any better, I would think that every match they hyped up was going to be fucking phenomenal. Then you have the creative writing team who goes out and they write this. They wrote this. This got approved by Vince. This kind of shit was approved by a billion-dollar publicly traded company that has investors and fucking sponsors in it, and they allowed a racist remark to go out on live television. Are you fucking kidding me? They're trying to go into this Indian market here. They're trying to get Jinder Mahal over as a Indian champion, the savior of India, and they're going on this tour here soon and all this. And you have your main champion come out and say, you all look the same? I'm sorry, are we back in fucking high school right now? Did Jinder Mahal become a sophomore? Like, really? Are you fucking serious right now? And people say, oh, he's just a heel. He's garnering heat. No, that's bullshit. There's other ways. The WWE has been around for, like, decades. The racist shit doesn't fly in 2017. It's not like it was years ago. You can't just throw out this shit like that and expect people to not get offended. Of course I'm offended. There's other ways to build up a character than to straight up just say, you all look the same. I'm Jinder Mahal. Look at me. I got fucking rock nipples. That's bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's just like fucking. I mean, I was prepared to go on a rant too, but I think you pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say. Like, oh my god, like, I mean. I guess like listening to the little bit about like the over like the bit about the over masculine fans who call people too sensitive. It just kind of pissed me off, but also amused me for some reason. Which like just like I don't know, the whole thing is just like the whole promo. Almost, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. It's racist bullshit. Like, it's racist bullshit. They acted poorly, by the way, might I add. It's just, God, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. You pretty much did everything that I was thinking. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Also, I've had some people tell me that, oh, Jinder's being a good heel champion, that people want to pay money to see him lose. Here's the thing. I half agree to that. People do want to see Jinder lose, but not because he's been a good champion. It's because he isn't succeeding as a champion. When you see somebody as a champion, whether they're heel or babyface, you want them to have a good character. You want to have real incentive to, like, either watch them win or lose, depending on who you're supporting or what role they're playing. Jinder Mahal is this cracks me the fuck up when people want to call people vanilla indie midgets, like guys like AJ Styles or Sami Zayn, like oh, they're just flippy dippy guys who don't have any personality or character. They can't hold a microphone. What the fuck does that make Jinder? He can't hold a microphone to save his life. He doesn't do flippy dippy shit. He's vanilla as hell in the ring. The guy at this time last year was losing to El Torito in a WLC match. Albeit he wasn't actually in the match. It was El Torito and Hornswoggle, but Hornswoggle was part of 3MB, and it was Jinder Mahal, Heath Slater, and Drew McIntyre, and they were all in, like, it was basically the Job Squad. But this is the same guy that at the TLC pay-per-view when they had the WLC match, because midgets are funny, and Jinder Mahal's getting thrown through a table by a 3-foot tall dude in a fucking bull suit. Now we're supposed to take him seriously as champion? You cannot tell me that he has gained that charisma in that time. Sure, he's roided out and he looks fucking masculine, like, he's got rock hard, solid nipples and biceps, and he's got a six-pack now. And before, he looked like a fucking slob. But seriously, I don't understand how this guy hasn't put on clinics. He hasn't put on good matches. He's not entertaining in the ring or on the mic at all. I haven't watched SmackDown since he became champion. I'll occasionally watch a highlight or two on the WWE's YouTube channel just to try to keep up to date with everything. Because I mean, we are a wrestling podcast. I gotta watch it. I gotta be informed somehow. But
Yeah.
I mean, shit, fuck. This guy is not championship material. He never was. And I don't want to see him lose because he's a good heel. I want to see him lose because he's a horrible fucking representative of the company. I mean, you got a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura who's decorated in Japan. He's one of the most decorated athletes over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Came over to the WWE. He's former NXT champion. He had great matches with guys like Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode, and fucking he had a good match with John Cena, even though they had that little botch over there, but that was on both of their parts. The dude is talented as hell. He even fought Brock Lesnar over in Japan, and it wasn't really a barn burner, but I mean, it happened. And the dude is amazingly charismatic and talented, and he's like, I know earlier we had this rant of guys need to be built up to deserve the title and everything, but shit hell, like I'm willing to forego that speech just for this exception if Shinsuke were to just utterly destroy Jinder Mahal and put the Singh brothers, I don't know, through like fire. Just I don't know, just something. I'm sick and fucking tired of seeing Jinder Mahal as champion because it's insulting. Like the fact that Jinder Mahal has held the title longer than Ric Flair has, that sent me over the edge. I'm going to try to contain myself and move on, but case in point, I want Shinsuke Nakamura to win the match.
Oh yeah, like come to think of it, I wonder. I kind of have to wonder if the writers were aware of the racist remarks, because if they have Shinsuke beat the crap out of racist Mahal, and win the championship, that would be a pleasant victory. Like based off that, I'm almost, come to think of it, I'm almost willing to place my bets on Shinsuke winning, but at the same time, they're also in December. They're also planning to go on tour in India, and like it wouldn't exactly make sense to take the title off Jinder, so he's champion during that tour. But I mean, I want Shinsuke to win. I really don't want to see Jinder. I don't want to see him hold the title that long in December. I just end his feud. Just end his run. Just have Shinsuke win the match and move on to other things.
Right. And see, I want that too, but you mentioned the tour coming up in India. There's been speculation that Jinder may lose the title tonight against Nakamura, but then have him win it back on the Indian tour because WWE would find a way to sort of make like a huge celebration of the dude in India winning the title in front of his people, even though he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, I could see them doing that, but like the Indian fans don't even like Jinder. They like Roman Reigns because they're all fucking marks.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, anytime they want to, like push a foreign person as a champion, like half the time it's just like more often than not, it's usually the wrong person. Like a while ago, they're trying to have Jinder Mahal be the guy and be the heel, calling out American people on like xenophobic bullshit. Yet here we are a few weeks ago, few weeks ago doing the exact same shit to Shinsuke Nakamura, or do the same racist shit to Shinsuke Nakamura that he was calling out the fans for. So like he's basically so basically WWE is having a big hypocrite represent India, and it's just like I don't know why they think it's a good idea, but yeah.
Yeah, like, you want this guy to be the savior of India, and he comes out, he says this shit. Like, I get it. He's a heel. He's supposed to draw heat, but good lord, man. Like, you can't put this guy on the poster of your company as, like, the poster boy for India and all this and try to sell to that market while at the same time being like, oh, hey, by the way, I hate Japanese people because they all work the same. Like, fucking Christ, man. I can't. I've been against Jinder winning the title since day one, and I will forever be against Jinder just because I don't think he deserves it. I think he juiced up in the time that he was gone. You can't tell me he hasn't. There's no way. Because you don't go from looking like a slob to being that jacked. I'm not saying that's not possible, but there's no way he didn't have any supplements to help him out in that short of a time period. Like, it takes years to sculpt a body like that. But hey, if he did, more power to him. But it doesn't change the fact that his promo was very much bullshit. And like this whole Jinder Mahal experiment is just a colossal failure. Like, it's not working for him. And
It's
okay, I think I've got all my negative ranting out. I feel a little better now. I think we got a little heated.
Yeah, I think we both did. Just let's just move on and say we're hoping Shinsuke wins the match. Let's leave it at that.
All right. Now it's time for happier things. Main event of the show.
Oh,
we've got.
I'm so happy.
Well, fucking hell. We've got the main event, the big money match. Here come funny I say the money match because here comes the money. Shane O'Mac versus Kevin Owens inside Hell in a Cell. Wow. Can I just say, Kevin Owens has got pushed to the fucking atmosphere. He got a promo in the ring with Vince McMahon, busted him open the hard way with a headbutt, and beat the living hell out of Vince. I'm just going to say it. When you work on screen with Vince McMahon, you've made it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Roman Reigns did it. Roman Reigns was on screen with Vince McMahon, and he's the number 2 highest selling merch guy in the company. Kevin Owens has so much natural talent and charisma, and he's just absolutely amazing at what he does. So he made what he did with Vince on camera look amazing. And seriously, props to Vince for taking that headbutt because, good lord, a 71-year-old man taking an ass kicking like that, scripted or not, getting busted open the hard way is pretty fucking brutal. So I hope that when I'm 71, I'm not old and weak and fragile. I want to be fucking crazy and insane like Vince is.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I definitely think Kevin Owens being booked in the big man picture. I do think that means that they see some really big potential in him, basically. And like right now, Kevin Owens, I think he's the biggest heel in the company right now. I know, like the guy is so good at the guy is so great at what he does.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Like all I was gonna say is just like all that pushing is very much deserved. Like not that long ago, like I bought that new DVD that came out recently about Kevin Owens, and like they have some clips of him from like back like in the indies just doing a bunch of heel work, and like even then, and like he was still doing some really great charismatic heel stuff. And then to see him do it, and then to see him do it in the WWE, like that push is very much deserved.
Exactly. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier. The talent that comes up through the indies takes time to get built up like this. Like, Kevin Owens hasn't hit the WWE title yet. He was Universal Champion shortly after Finn Balor got injured, but he hasn't been like this. They're doing it right with Kevin because they're giving him these high-profile storylines. And say what you want about Shane McMahon, whether he's a full-time wrestler or not, whether he's even actually a wrestler to begin with. Shane grew up in the business. He's the son of the CEO of the company. Wrestling's in his blood. Like Vince isn't properly trained as a wrestler either, but Shane has got natural athleticism. He's a good storyteller, good talker, and whether you like it or not, Shane draws. Shane, there's a reason why his song is "Here Comes the Money," because when you fight Shane McMahon, you make money. Like AJ Styles and Shane McMahon stole the show at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Because and Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon at King of the Ring that year, that was little tidbit. That was actually Kurt Angle's third match that night because he competed in the King of the Ring tournament. Shane McMahon cost him the finals against Edge. And then they had the street fight later that night. Kurt Angle had wrestled 3 times that night. And then went on a hellacious street fight that I would arguably say is a 5-star match. Because not only were both guys beating the hell out of each other, they both worked injured. Kurt Angle broke his tailbone. Shane McMahon, I'm pretty sure, got a concussion because of the belly to belly through the glass when the glass didn't break and Shane landed straight on his head. Like, say what you want about Shane, but the dude can go. And we all know how we feel about Kevin Owens. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Shane does a very great job at like bringing out. I think Shane does a great job at bringing out like the great things about the people he competes with. Like you said, like that WrestleMania match with AJ Styles, it was pretty much like a show stealer. And then tonight, I have no reason to. To expect this match between him and Kevin Owens to be lackluster. I think it's gonna be great. Hey, if not a match of the night, it's gonna be worth watching.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should also mention I left this little note out. It is now a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match.
That's right.
So I'll be honest, it did kind of take away the intrigue of are they going to bust out of the cell and everything. But now they just kind of gave it away. Like, oh yeah, it's Falls Count Anywhere, so these guys are just they're gonna wind up outside the cell at some point. But I think with Shane McMahon throwing himself off of shit, that's kind of expected. I'm gonna make a bonus prediction. I'm gonna say Kevin Owens power bombs Shane McMahon off the top of the cell.
Ooh.
Could you imagine that shit? You got
that
scene with the scene back in 1998. Undertaker throwing Mankind off the cell. Oh my god! If Kevin Owens is crazy enough, and if Shane McMahon is crazy enough to accept it, getting powerbombed off the Hell in a Cell, that is a moment that will never, ever be erased. Unless Shane dies. Then they'll probably want to forget it ever happened.
Right.
For the love of God, Shane and Kevin, if you try it, Kevin, please do not fucking kill Shane. Shane, don't land on your head.
Yeah. Don't want any of that horrific accident shit happening. Just power bomb him off the cell, if you will, but just land on your back and not on your neck, and then bend sideways, and then be all like, "Oh shit, I'm dead," and then yeah.
Shit, I'm dead. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. My words are a bit. My words are a bit unorthodox tonight. I'm kind of drinking a little bit, so uh, so uh, so so that probably explains in some of the attitude during this podcast tonight. So I don't know.
Dude, I don't even care. That was fucking funny. But can you imagine if Shane woke up at heaven and Jesus was like standing over him, and Shane just wakes up like, "Oh shit, I died."
Oh,
It's like, "Damn it,
oh shit,
Kevin."
Jesus, what happened? Kevin, you had one job. I'm dead now.
Fuck. Now Triple H is definitely going to get control of the company. Asshole.
For sure.
Oh, wait, right. We had to make a prediction. Kevin Owens was the match, hopefully not killing Shane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kevin's definitely going over.
For sure. Because, like we said before, when you fight with Shane, your money, you get the rub from him, and I don't know, maybe we could see Owens. I got an idea. This just came to me. If Styles were to lose the U.S. title tonight and Nakamura wins the WWE Championship, maybe that little tease they had at Money in the Bank could lead to something bigger.
Yeah.
Because two NJPW stars, I think Styles is in the Bullet Club, and I think Nakamura was like one of the guys who went up against Styles. Those two can definitely go, and I think if they were to bring like a strong style match over to the WWE, that would be insane, especially for the company's top prize. Like, I think the fantasy booker in me just had a heart attack.
Oh yeah. They need to book that. They need to book Shinsuke and AJ definitely somewhere down the line, maybe at WrestleMania or something, or just sometime.
Just make it happen, WWE. This is what we want. I'm going to lay this out for you right now. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, WWE Championship. Fuck gender.
Like have Shinsuke Nakamura win the championship tonight, and then have him hold it until WrestleMania. AJ Styles wins the Royal Rumble, and then they can have their battle for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Fucking please. That is what I want to see.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe that about does it for predictions. Trying to think if there's anything else wrestling related. I do want to make mention of one little thing. I mentioned whatculture.com earlier in the show for having that little source. I watched a little segment earlier, and actually news from a few weeks ago. Five of the main personalities from What Culture actually left What Culture. It was Adam Blampied, Adam Pacitti, King Ross, Jack, and the Sam, who's actually an editor. They all departed from What Culture, and they were big on-screen personalities for their promotion, What Culture Pro Wrestling. They had a segment recently that they had a new general manager named Stu Bennett. Stu Bennett is also known as Wade Barrett. So Wade Barrett is the new general manager of What Culture Pro Wrestling. And in December, they are rebranding themselves as Defiant Wrestling. Because they're a British wrestling talent based promotion. Like, they're very big over in oh god, what is it? I want to say Manchester. Probably it's either Manchester or Liverpool, one of those two. But I'm excited to see where Defiant Wrestling goes because What Culture Pro Wrestling started last year, so it's definitely a very recent promotion, and the talent they've got there is incredible. Like, I watched it for a little bit. I kind of fell out of it because I couldn't watch it weekly, but they've got the talent exchange going on. Like they've had guys from Ring of Honor and GFW. They had Jay Lethal on a show at one point. I believe he wrestled El Guerrero. I think it was for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So that was a really good match. And they've had Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle go at it.
That's right.
And I don't know, they've got a lot of great talent too. I mean, they got Primate, who I believe is Killian Dane in WWE, but I could be wrong. I don't know, that's kind of escaping me, but I am interested to see where Defiant Wrestling goes now that they've got a big figure from the WWE as their general manager now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen clips of like the What Culture Wrestling stuff here and there. Just some of the What Culture stuff, wrestling stuff here and there. And it was pretty fun and stuff like that. I actually do think I remember watching that Cody Rhodes and Angle match. I do remember that being pretty. I do remember that being pretty awesome. But yeah, it kind of does sound pretty cool. Yeah, I guess it's kind of sad that the cute British boys are leaving. But I just kind of want to see like Wade Barrett do I guess it'd be kind of funny to see Wade Barrett keep his like Bad News Barrett kind of. I keep his Bad News Barrett gimmick, just kind of like being all like, oh, I got some bad news for you. I got a new #1 contender, so and so, and some shit like that.
Please let that happen. That would be brilliant. Because not only was that gimmick over, I mean, clearly Wade's like much better than WWE portrayed him. So like, he'd definitely make it work over in WCP. Well, now Defiant Wrestling, but
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that about does it for this episode. Now, it was kind of on the shorter side compared to our earlier episodes, but sometimes you just got to throw one out there, and I feel like we still got some quality work out of this one though, because we had a lot of ranting, that was for sure.
The ranting is always the best part. It's always the highlight of the podcast.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And I know that we're both dying to go watch Hell in a Cell right now, so because we're already almost an hour and a half behind, so
yeah, like I've got it like paused on my TV screen right now, like the like I got like paused on like right at the beginning of the USA New Day match right in front of me. So yeah.
Right. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for episode 8 of the Gaming Square Circle podcast. On the next episode, not entirely sure if it's going to be next week or not. Depends on how my schedule looks or what's going on in life. Anyway, episode 9 will be our third music episode. And I shared this band on our Facebook page earlier, facebook.com/Gaming Square Circle. Villain of the Story is possibly one of my new favorite bands of all time. They're on the up and coming. They're on the rise. Pretty much, they've got their first full length album out, so probably gonna put more of a spotlight in our next music episode, and
cool.
Some other fun stuff will be incorporated in there. But be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we're pretty much just giving up on the Twitter.
Yeah, actually, if I may add something real quick, I've been working on like a little script for like a little for like a gaming square circle extra thing on uh, on a band that I really like it. Like they're called Nothing More. They're kind of like in the hard rock scene right now, and I'm kind of doing a little piece. He's kind of talking about them and the current state about the hard rock scene. Pretty much, but yeah, just like like I guess you expect a little short coming up throughout the week at some point, like before the next episode. But I'll be talking about that at a bit in detail. I guess for some lost time, you know.
Yeah, because it's been a month since we've actually recorded our last episode, but yeah, I mean, definitely keep us liked on Facebook because we are definitely in the process of trying to post some more just daily extra content, some shorter episodes in between podcasts, so that we're not dead and buried for a month. So,
Right.
but yeah, so like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and maybe sometime we can get the people to listen to us live as we record here on Google Hangouts. So, from Matt Aaronholt, I'm Brent Schinkel. Thanks everybody for listening. This has been the Fuck me. The Gaming Square Circle podcast. Fucking, I'm gonna go take a shit now.
Okay, have fun with that.